Bye forever. Never ending story of spoken poetry too. Dedicated from the spiritual entity speaking telepathically through me to you. Yura-less, born of the blue-eyed graces, a scion of the bright tressed season, son of the Cyprian, womb do a little persuasion, a birth among rose blossoms, a Memosine was stunned into astonishment when she heard Honeyton Sappho, wondering how mortal men merited a 10th muse. A mariner, do not question whose tomb this may be, but go with good fortune. I wish you a tender sea. Does my soul abide in heaven or hell? Only the seagulls in their high, lonely circuits many may tell. Passer-by tell the Spartans we lie, lifeless of the upper lot, dead, and afterward obedient to their command. Have they heard? Do they understand? Here lies in state tonight. Great is monument. Yet our cares not. Neither does war relent. Blank not the gale, nor the inhospitable sea gulf, nor friends traitedness. A mariner just man's full-heartedness. Now that I am dead, a sea enclosed, Sisychus shrouds my bones. Fare thee well, fare thee well. Oh, my adoptive land that nurtured me, that suckled me. I take rest at your beast, stripped of her strip when, if as she confess, I am not less than nothingness, yet less, born of the blue-eyed graces, a scion of the bright rest season, son of the Cyprian, whom do leaded persuasion, birthed among rose blossoms. If you like spit rhymes, arrows, heart rose my heart, heart rose my heart, wild winds whipping desolate mountains of root and oaks. Loose translation, interpretation, a short, transparent frock. It's just my luck. Your lips were made to mock. She keeps her sense in a dressing case, and her sense in some undiscoverable place. May the gods prolong the night. Yes, let it last forever and long as you sleep. And my sight, I saw the goddess, and your body's curves and crevices, attributed to Sappho, wrapping their endo. Loose gold does not rest, yet my sun becomes dust. The moon has long since set. The Pleiades are gone. Now half the night is spent, and half the night is spent. You hear I lie alone. I rhyme all day and all night. My mind surrendered to sleep at last. What an ordeal keeping watch all night. Wide awake, soon you'll succumb to sleep and escape all your troubles. Sleep, rhyming indeed. Let's hope the gods are when they rule the Vulcan skies. They're stronger than men to plan, execute, and realize the ambitions. Few sons surpass their fathers. Most fall short, all too few overachieve. Death is a great leveler. Not even the immortal gods can defend the man. They lost most when the dread of light day dawns for him to take his place in the dust. A rapper forever, poetry rapper forever and ever. Any moment might be our last. Earth's magnificence magnified because we're doomed. We'll never be lovelier than at this moment. We'll never pass this way again. Beauty, terrible beauty, a deathless goddess. She startles our eyes. Many dread seas and many dark mountain ranges lie between us. The lives of mortal men, like the leaves, generations. Now old leaves fall, blown and scattered by the wind. Soon the living temper burst forth green buds as spring returns. Even so with men, as one generation is born, I never expect years since I attempted to rapper overpowering memory subsided to grief. Priam wept freely for Hector, who had died crouching at Achilles' feet, while Achilles wept himself first for his father, then for Patroclus, as their mutual suffering filled the house. Geniuses discovered in adversity, not prosperity, ruin Narcissus rapping forever, ruined the eldest daughter of Zeus, blinds us all with her fatal madness, with those delicate feet of hers, never touching the earth. She glides over our heads, trapping us all. But first she entangles you, then me in her lethal net. Death and fate await us all. Soon comes a dawn or noon or sunset, when someone takes my life in battle with a well-flung spear, or whipping a deadly arrow from his bow. Death is a great leveler, or even the immortal gods can defend the men they lost most, when the dread days dawn for him to take his place in the dust. For the gods have decreed that unfortunate mortals must suffer, while they themselves are sorrowless. It is best not to be born, or having been born to pass on as swiftly as possible. Though they were steadfast among spears, dark face destroyed them as they defended their native land, rich in sheep. Now Osa's dust seems all the more woeful, where they now sleep. About a great beard, a son of Euphorion, died far away in a wheat-bearing Gala. Still the groves of the Marathon make murmur of his valor, and the black-haired Med with his mournful clarion, here he lies in state tonight, great in his monument, yet Ares cares not, neither does war relent. Again and again, yet bring me Homer, liar, no doubt. But first yank the bloodstained strings out. Here we find Anacreon, an elderly lover of boys and wine. His sharp still scenes in lovely Acreon, about acorn, as he thinks of the lads he left behind. Hate Seon, son of Deacon, now rest in holy sleep. Don't say of a good death yet, friend. Let gods and mortals weep. When sweetest of work fellows, or shy teller of tip-top tales, fleet Crethus, who excelled at every childhood game. Now you sleep among long shadows where everyone's the same. My friend found me here, a shipwrecked corpse on the beach. He heaped these strange boulders above me. Oh, how he would wail that he loved me, how he would wail that he loved me, with many bright tears for his own calamitous life. Now he sleeps with my wife, and flits like a gull in a gale. Does my soul abide in heaven or hell? Only the seagulls in their high, lonely circuits may tell. All of this vast sea, and this is his monument. Where does he lie, whether heaven or hell? Perhaps when the gulls repent, there is shrieking, may tell about Ares exceeding all men in manliness, bronze, harnessed, charioteer, a golden helmed, a gladiator, strong-armed, a spear hurler, a dauntless shield bearer, a courageous of heart, a father of warlike victory, able Atlas of Timus and divine law, a dauntless defender of Olympus, savior of men's cities, scourge of the rebellious servitude, king of the righteousness, whirling your fiery sphere among the planets in their sevenfold courses through heavens, wherein your blazing steeds bear you above the firmament. Hear me, almighty help of men, a gracious giver of unflagging youth, beam down a kindly ray from above to brighten my life. Give me the strength of Ares, that I may banish bitter cowardice from my heart and defeat my soul's deceitful impulses. Help me restrain those dark furies, urging me to seek the paths of strident strife, but rather, O blessed one, let me your boldness to abide within benevolent laws of peace, avoiding conflict, hatred, and destructive demons of death. I bite kiss had called upon the most loved man Euryalus, born of the blue-eyed graces. Come spring, the grand apple tree stand, watered by a gushing river, where the maidens and cut flowers shiver, and the blossoming grapevine swells, and the gathering shadows. Unfortunately for me, heroes never rest, but like a Frasian tempest ablaze with lightning emanates from Aphrodite. Results are frightening, a black, bleak, astonishing, violently jolting me from my souls to my soul. They also destroyed the gracious city, a glorious city of Priam, son of Dratinus, after leaving Argos due to the devices of death-dealing Zeus, encountering much sun strife over the striking beauty of the auburn-haired Helen, waging woeful war when destruction rained down on long-suffering Pergamum, thanks to the machinations of golden-haired. But now it is not my intention to sing of Paris, the hot deceiver, nor a slender ankle Cassandra, nor Priam's other children, nor of the nameless day of a downfall high, a towered Troy, nor even the battler of the heroes who hid in the hollow many-bolted horse. Such was the destruction of Troy. They were heroic men, and was their king from a son of Atreus, son of the noble father of the all-wise muses of Helicon. I might recount such tales accurately, but no mortal man unblessed could ever number those innumerable ships. Menelaus led across the Aegean from Atlos, cloud-capped Gurrenia, cruel mountain. If only you had looked no further than Ister, and Atanius had not aided the surge of the Serenium, a sea's wild, a spurting fountain, filling the dark ravines, a snowy Malariad. But now he is dead, the chill corpse in a chiller ocean, moon-led, only an empty tomb. Now speaks of a long, windy voyage ahead, dead as you are, though you lie still as stone. Huntress like us, my great hound, the wild beast still fear your white bones, craggy Pelion remembers your battler, splendid Ossa, of the way you were bound, and beg at the moon for its whiteness. A bellowing of bellow, we heard valleys resound, and how brightly with joy you would cancer and run the strange lonely peaks of high Cyphery, and passer-by tell the Spartans we lie, lifeless of the Pagula, dead and at their war. Dead at their word, obedient to their command. Had they heard, do they understand? Arena is widely considered second only to Sappho. This portrait is the work of sensitive, artistic hands. See noble Prometheus, you have human equals, for if whoever painted this girl had only added the voice, she would have been a Garthakins entirely passing by my oft the wild peddler, a shudder my new friend of fear, a friend to hear my tragic story of how my pyre was lit by the same fiery torch, meant to lead the procession to my nuptials in glory. Why did you change my bridal song to a dirge strange? You might talk columns, and you my small urn, receptacle of Hades, tiny pittance of ash. Remember me to those who pass by my grave, and they dash. Tell them my story, and it is that this grave sealed a young bride's womb, that my name was obnoxious, and tickles my hand. Well, again and again and again, on and on and on and on, I said, stale inscription of lamentable urn containing my meager remains, now property of Hades. Tell passer by my story, sad as it is, how the mausoleum sealed a young bride's womb, that my name is Bacchus, Tetlos, my land, Bacchus, Tetlos, my land, and that my friend Arena etched the epigram on my tomb. The moon rising, leaves falling, waves lapping, and a wind-swept shore, and our childish games of Bacchus. Do you remember? Leaping from white horses to the deeper waves, running or reckless, feet through a great courtyard. You're it, I cried. You're a turquoise now. You're turquoise now. Meow, now, wow, wow, wow. But when your turn came to pursue your pursuers, you dared beyond the courtyard, dashed out deep into the waves. Do you remember how, as girls, how sometimes I was your whatever? Do you remember our terror of the monster, Mormo, with her huge ears, her forever flapping tongue, her four slivering feet, her shape-shifting face, until your mother called for us to help with the salted meat, But when you mounted your husband's bed, dearest Spaces, Bacchus, you forget your mother's warnings. Aphrodite made your heart forgetful. Now I lament your loss, my dearest friend. I can't bear to think of that dark crypt. I can't bring myself to leave the house. I refuse to profane your corpse with my tearless eyes. I refuse to cut my hair. But how can I mourn? With you abound, I blush with the shame of the thought of you. But in this dark house, oh my dearest Bacchus, my deep grief is ripping me apart. I sing of Bacchus, the bride, observing her tear-stained crypt, till death who dwells underground. Her monument reminds passer-by of the bitter misfortune of Bacchus, how her father-in-law burned the poor girl on pyre, lit by bright torches meant to light her marriage train home, while transformed her harmonious bridal song into a mournful wail of fur nose. Men, but stranger, rest your weary legs beneath the elms. Hear how coolly the breeze murmurs through their branches. Then take a brace and doff from the mountain-fed fountain, for this is welcome shade from the burning sun. Here stand her maze and the crossroads by the wind-swept elms, near the breezy beach, providing rest to sunburned travelers. And cold and brisk is my fountain's abundance. Sit here quietly shaded by the luxuriant foliage, and drink water from the brightly spring, so that your weary beasts, painted with summer's labors, may take rest from the blazing sun. This is the grove of cypress, for it is fair for her to look out over the land to bright deep, and she may make the sailor's voyages happy as the sea trembles, observing her brilliant image. For her grasshopper, the night fiddler, and her tiny oak-dwelling cicada, like little Micro, built a funeral mound, and then shed a maidenly tear. Her unpursuable heads had made off with her playmates, often lamenting at the tomb of her daughter Cleena. The mother cried out her dead child departed too soon, entreating the soul of understanding of Heleneus, who had crossed the pale Archeron unmarried. I mourn the maiden Anita, for whom many men came court into her father's house, attracted by her beauty and wisdom, but at last, annihilating fate, hurled her beyond the reach for going bedchambers and marriage's warm rites. Your mother placed upon this cold Elbesa tomb and maiden statue, that having your form and likeness, so that you there is can yet be remembered and saluted. You perish beside a deeply rooted bush. Low Chris swifted the ebullient, noisome puppies, as a speckled, neckled snake injected its cruel poison into your nimble womb. The young men buried you, their captain, Diaz, dying you doomed them to dark grief, like children for their mother, and yet your headstone assigns this beautiful song. None, there is nothing sweeter than love. All our delights are secondary. Thus I spit out even honey. This is what Genosis says. Whomever Aphrodite does not love is bereft of her roses. Most revered Hera, but oft descended from heaven, a tenure Lessenian shrine, fragrant with incense, and there receive the linen mantle your noble child Gnosis, child of Theophilus and Cleopatra, who was as woven for you. About stranger is you sail to Mytilene, her homeland of beautiful dances, to indulge in the most exquisite graces of Sappho. Well, remember I also was loved by the muse, who bore me in reared me in Lacrece. And my name, never forget it, it is no sis, not now go, well, pass me by. Rena laughter, then award me an appreciative world. I am the Rifton Sion of Syracuse, the muse's smallest nightingale, yet with my tragic burlesque, I was able to pick an ivy uniquely my own. Well, let's visit Aphrodite's shrine to her, see her salute. Finally, raw, and embellished with gold. Which the out court scene dedicated to her have made a fortune from her body's splendor. Aphrodite will receive this gift joyfully, I think, it being Xanthia's own headdress, for it's elaborate and fragrantly perfumed. With it, she also anoints the beautiful Adonis. Sapphi's image is known from afar due to its stature and beauty. Even here, we apologize for her prudence, her kindness, a Godspeed, blessed lady the table portrays, aptly conveying the rightness and pride of the tender-eyed girl. Even your watchdog would wag its tail, thinking her is mansion's mistress, rapid, relentless, obsessed with